The Science of Being Well is a powerful and insightful book written by Wallace Wattles, which outlines the principles of achieving optimal health and well-being. Wattles believes that health is a state of perfect harmony between the body, mind, and spirit, and that we can achieve this state by following certain principles and practices. Chapter 1. The Principle of Health. Health is a state of being that can be achieved by anyone who understands the principles of health. Health is not the result of chance or luck, but of a scientific understanding of the body and its needs. The human body is a self-renewing organism that has the power to heal itself. Every person has the power to control their own health through their thoughts and actions. Health is not something that can be bought or sold, but it is the result of living in harmony with natural laws. The key to health is to maintain a positive mental attitude and to take care of the body through proper nutrition, exercise, and rest. The cause of disease is not germs or bacteria, but rather a lack of vitality and an accumulation of toxins in the body. The body is a reflection of the mind, and the mind has the power to create health or disease. The body is designed to be healthy, and it will return to a state of health if given the proper conditions. Health is a natural state, and it is the birthright of every person. Chapter 2. The Foundations of Faith. Faith is the foundation of health, and it is the belief in the unseen and the unknown. Faith is not blind belief, but it is a rational and intelligent belief in the power of the universe to provide for our needs. Faith is the starting point of all achievement, and it is the belief in the possibility of success. Faith is a force that can be used to overcome any obstacle, and it is the key to unlocking the power of the mind. Faith is not a religious concept, but it is a universal principle that can be applied to any area of life. Faith is the power that transforms the impossible into the possible. Doubt is the enemy of faith, and it is the cause of all failure. The key to developing faith is to focus on the desired outcome and to have a clear mental image of success. Faith is a state of mind that can be cultivated through practice and repetition. Faith is the foundation of health, wealth, and happiness. Chapter 3. Life and its organisms. Life is a manifestation of the creative power of the universe. All living organisms are interconnected and interdependent. Life is a continuous process of growth and development. Every living organism has the power to heal itself. Life is a dynamic process that is constantly adapting to its environment. Every living organism is unique and has its own purpose. Life is a process of becoming, and it is the expression of the universal intelligence. The body is an instrument of the mind, and it is the vehicle through which we express our life purpose. The body is designed to be healthy, and it is capable of healing itself if given the proper conditions. Life is a gift, and it is our responsibility to make the most of it. Chapter 4. What to think. The mind has the power to create health or disease. The body is a reflection of the mind, and it responds to our thoughts and emotions. Our thoughts and beliefs create our reality, and they have a direct impact on our health. We can choose our thoughts and beliefs, and we have the power to change them at any time. Positive thoughts and emotions promote health and well-being, while negative thoughts and emotions create disease. The key to staying healthy is to focus on positive thoughts and to cultivate a positive mental attitude. Affirmations and visualizations are powerful tools for creating positive change in our lives. We should focus on what we want, not on what we don't want, and we should always be moving towards our goals. We should avoid negative self-talk and replace it with positive self-talk. Our thoughts are the foundation of our health and well-being. Chapter 5. Faith. The law of health is governed by faith, and only faith can help you relate to health and break the connection with disease in your thoughts. Doubt and fear can connect you with illness and create its forms and movement within you. Only thoughts conceived in faith have creative energy and can change the functioning of the body. To practice the science of being healthy, you must believe in health completely. Belief begins with trust in the statement that you and your environment have more health than disease. There is a thinking substance from which all things are made, and which always aims at perfect functioning and good health. The functioning of the physical body is determined by the faith embedded in the mental body. Man has a mental body consisting of the primary substance, which also permeates the physical body. A person lives, moves, and stays in the boundless ocean of health energy and uses it according to his or her faith. To bring healing, you must apply your faith to yourself by declaring your intention to be healthy and formulating your idea of yourself as a completely healthy person. Chapter 6. The Cure for Disease. Disease is not caused by germs or bacteria, but by a lack of vitality and an accumulation of toxins in the body. The body has the power to heal itself, and it does so through the natural process of elimination and repair. The key to preventing and curing disease is to maintain a positive mental attitude and to provide the body with the conditions it needs to heal itself. Proper nutrition, exercise, and rest are essential components of a healthy lifestyle. The body responds to our thoughts and emotions, and a positive mental attitude can promote healing and prevent disease. We should avoid negative emotions such as fear, worry, and anger, as they can have a detrimental effect on our health. The mind-body connection is a powerful tool for preventing and curing disease. We should listen to our bodies and give them the rest and care they need to heal. The power of the mind to create health or disease cannot be overstated, and we should always be mindful of our thoughts and beliefs. The cure for disease is not found in external remedies, but in the natural healing power of the body and mind. Chapter 7. The Use of the Will. The will is the power that enables us to direct our thoughts and actions towards a desired outcome. The will is not a physical force, but a mental faculty that can be developed through practice and repetition. The key to using the will effectively is to have a clear mental image of the desired outcome and to focus all of our thoughts and actions towards that outcome. The will is the power that enables us to overcome obstacles and to achieve our goals. The will is not a passive force, but it requires action and effort on our part. The will is strengthened by exercise, and we should practice using it in all areas of our life. The will is a powerful tool for creating health, wealth, and happiness. We should avoid negative influences that weaken the will, such as fear, doubt, and indecision. The will is the key to self-mastery, and it enables us to control our thoughts and emotions, and to direct them towards our desired outcome. The use of the will is essential for achieving success in any area of life. Chapter 8. Summary of the Mental Action Algorithm. There is a thinking substance that permeates all particles of the universe and is the life of everything. Man draws his life force from this substance, and his thoughts control the functioning of his physical body. A person in conscious mental harmony with everything receives a continuous flow of life force from the supreme source of life. The mental actions necessary for good health can be summarized in one sentence: formulate an idea of your ideal health and think only in the direction of this concept. Faith and gratitude, as well as the intention to really live life to the fullest, are the necessary ingredients for a healthy life. There is no need for exhausting mental exercises or concentrating on affected parts of the body. The power that heals is the law of health within you, and to put this law into action, you simply need to find harmony with the Almighty and use your faith to call upon universal health. In order to maintain a mental state of faith, gratitude, and health, your outward actions must also be for the benefit of health. It is important that every thought and every action be focused on health in order to achieve and maintain good health. Chapter 9. When do you need to eat? When the body needs more food, it will know it by feeling hungry. Even if you are obviously hungry, very exhausted, but you do not feel hungry, you should know that you must not eat. Whenever the body needs food, that is, the body has the strength to digest and assimilate, the subconscious mind will announce this to you with a strong feeling of hunger. If a person is not hungry, eating is not unnatural or harmful to their health. However, you need to understand the difference between hunger and appetite. Hunger is the subconscious mind's call for more material to restore the body and maintain internal heat. Appetite is simply a desire to satisfy your taste buds. The body does not need food immediately after sleep, unless a person went to bed hungry. Everything in the eating system is very rational and reasonable. No one can feel real hunger right in the morning. Real hunger does not come immediately after a healthy sleep. Early breakfast is always used to satisfy appetite, not to satisfy hunger. In 99 cases out of 100, 12 noon is the ideal time to eat your first meal. Your first meal should be at noon if you are hungry. If you're not hungry, wait until you are. When should I have my second meal? It may not be at all, unless you are hungry. If you are really hungry for a second meal, eat at the most convenient time for you. But don't eat until you're really hungry. Eat when you feel hungry and it is deserved, and don't eat at any other time. Chapter 10. What do you need to eat? The great intelligence has already decided what a person should eat. A person's food should correspond to the zone in which he or she lives. The natural diet for the equatorial regions is different from the natural diet of the North Pole inhabitants. A person should be guided by the principles of all mind, which strives for the fullest life of everything, so that this everything can feed itself in the best way possible to strengthen its health. Residents of different zones, if they are not interfered with by medical scientists and nutritionists, should eat foods that are the staples of the zone in which they live. In the temperate zone, a person faces the greatest demands on his or her body, mind and soul. Nature was created for the development and multiplication of life, so the means for this development and multiplication, i.e. food, should be available. The list of foods for general consumption is very long, and people can choose from it to their liking. People should not eat when they are not hungry to avoid indigestion. People can eat what they like, but it should be a natural food for them, not a substitute. Chapter 11. How should we eat? When you eat, focus only on getting the most out of the food. Don't choose a food because it's good for you, choose what you like. Do not focus on the process of chewing. Focus on the taste of the food, taste it and enjoy it until it becomes almost liquid and slides down your throat. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It is better not to talk while eating. In most cases, you will have to use your willpower to form a good eating habit. There is a so-called distraction. This is when we think about other things while eating. All this needs to be eradicated. Within a few weeks or months, depending on the circumstances, you will find that the habit of scientific eating becomes permanent. And soon you will be in such a great condition, mentally and physically, that nothing will make you go back to your old bad habits. Eat with cheerful confidence and enjoy the taste of every bite. Chew each morsel very carefully, focusing your attention on enjoying the process. This is the only way to eat well and successfully. The law of achieving health is the same as the law of achieving wealth. If each of your actions is successful on its own, then the sum of all your actions will also be successful. And if the process of eating is successful, then the digestion and assimilation of food, as well as the creation of a healthy body, is also successful. Chapter 12. Hunger and appetites. You should only eat when you have earned your hunger, and you should stop eating as soon as you begin to feel your hunger lessening. Anything you eat after your hunger has diminished will be used to satisfy your appetite, not your hunger, and will not be required by nature at all. If you really want dessert, it is better to start with dessert and end with a simpler meal. Following the right way of eating, simple food will seem very tasty. The amount of food you need depends on the work you do, how much muscle activity is involved, and how much you are exposed to the cold. You should drink only water and only when you feel thirsty. You can sometimes safely drink a cup of weak coffee without harming your health. Never be too lazy, too indifferent, or too busy to drink water when you feel even the slightest bit thirsty. Chapter 13. Briefly about the main thing universal life permeates, penetrates, and fills the entire space of the universe, being in all things and filling them with itself. If a person thinks only about healthy state and functioning, and performs external functions correctly and for the benefit of health, he or she will be completely healthy. When eating, people should learn to listen to their hunger and never eat if they have not earned their hunger. People should eat the staples of their area of residence. Eat only when your hunger is earned, and eat foods that are characteristic of your area of residence. A person should chew food thoroughly and not be distracted from the process to enjoy the flavor of each bite. A person should listen to their inner mind, which tells them when the body needs food. It is important to stop eating when hunger subsides and not to eat just to satisfy the taste buds. The psychological attitude to the eating process is important, and a person should enjoy what they eat. It is important to be able to control oneself in order to eat properly and control oneself in other areas of life. If a person practices proper nutrition, he or she will be able to put his or her body in good shape and gain good health. Chapter 14, Breathing. The function of breathing is vital. The physical mechanisms used to breathe must be in good condition. You should keep your back straight, and your chest muscles should be flexible and free to move. If the chest is tight, full and deep breathing becomes impossible, and perfect health is out of the question. You need to stand up straight and breathe deeply. Each time, breathe slowly until you fill your lungs with air to the brim. Breathe in as much air as you can and, holding it in your lungs for a moment, squeeze your shoulders even further and pull your chest forward. At the same time, try to stretch your spine forward between your shoulder blades. And then exhale. This is the only exercise to keep your chest flexible and in good condition. Never do recreational exercises or gymnastics just to get better, because by doing so you are admitting the fact of the disease or its possibility, and this is exactly what you should not do. Your lungs need to receive air that contains a stable percentage of oxygen and is not heavily contaminated with other gases or any other dirt. If your home cannot be properly ventilated, consider moving. If you work in a place where the air is poor, find another job. Air is an important component of human food, as each breath contains millions of germs, many of which are absorbed by the body. Odors from the ground, grass, wood, flowers, plants, and cooking are food in themselves, as they consist of small particles of these substances that enter the lungs and are absorbed without being overplayed. The atmosphere is permeated with particles of the one primordial substance, which is life itself, and this is all that is needed for proper breathing. Therefore, it is important to breathe clean air and realize this fact with gratitude. Chapter 15. Sleep. Every living being sleeps to restore its vital energy by coming into contact with the law of life in nature. During sleep, the brain is charged with vital energy, which helps the law of health within a person to gain new strength. Normal and healthy sleep is essential for restoring vitality. Breathing becomes deeper, heavier, and more rhythmic during sleep, which indicates the body's need for a large amount of a certain element in the atmosphere for the process of recovery and renewal. That is, in order for your sleep to be surrounded by the most favorable and natural conditions, first make sure that you have an unlimited supply of fresh and clean air to breathe. Ventilate your bedroom very thoroughly, so thoroughly that it feels like you're sleeping outside. No matter what the weather is like outside, whether it's cold or drizzly, open the window wide and allow clean air to circulate in the room. If you live where there is no fresh air, then move to another place. If your bedroom is not ventilated, find another home. The next most important thing is the mental state in which you go to bed. Go to bed thinking that sleep is the right way to recover. Before closing your eyes, thank God for showing you the way to perfection and fall asleep with this grateful thought. If you have insomnia, don't worry. While you're lying awake, visualize your health, meditate with gratitude on the rich life that awaits you, breathe, and be absolutely sure that you will fall asleep on time. All you need to do is put aside any artificially invented ceremonies and rituals and just eat, drink, breathe, and sleep in the most natural way possible. And if you do this while thinking about health and only health, you will definitely be healthy. Chapter 16. Additional instructions. It is necessary to imagine yourself as a completely healthy and very strong person in order to come into harmony with the concept of ideal health. You should formulate the concept of ideal health and apply it to yourself in word, deed, and attitude. One should not read medical advice and medical literature that may undermine the belief in a lifestyle based on perfect health. You should not allow people to talk about their problems and illnesses, but rather change the subject or refuse to communicate with them. When you are in the company of people who talk about their own and other people's illnesses, you should repeat a prayer of gratitude for your good health. What should I do when I am in pain? Do not resist the pain and help the healing process. Try to forgive the pain and tune into spiritual harmony with the force that causes the pain. Feel grateful for the health force that causes the pain and trust that the pain will stop as soon as the body has completed its recovery work. What should I do when I am too weak for my job? It is better not to wait for a second wind and not to do everything at the limit of your abilities. You may have days when your strength is not enough for the work you would like to do. At such times, rest and be grateful for everything you have in your life. Gradually move from a low physical state to a higher one, mentally correlate yourself with health and strength, and perform arbitrary life functions in a completely healthy way. What to do with the terrible condition that millions of people are so afraid of, constipation? Do nothing. You don't need to empty your bowels every day. For perfect health, this operation is enough to be performed once every 3 days to once every 2 weeks. If you eat only when you feel hungry and chew your food thoroughly, you will absorb almost all of it, and the amount of waste will be minimal. Natural exercise can be helpful in maintaining body tone and circulation, but you don't have to depend on exercise for your health. Exercise for fun and benefit, not for health. Long fasts are rarely necessary and not always effective, because when you are fasting, you may not feel hungry for a long time. Are long fasts necessary? Rarely, or even not at all. In most cases, when fasting, the feeling of hunger does not come for a long time, because the person restrains it. And the subconscious mind, under the influence of powerful and positive suggestion, blocks the feeling of hunger. Chapter 17. Summary of the book. Health is the natural functioning of the body, and there is a law of life that permeates all parts of the universe. The universe is made of living substance, which is present in all forms and is made of it, including people and things. The living substance is always aimed at absolute health and is present in everything that is responsible for perfect functioning. A person can connect with this energy and unite with it, or separate from it with his or her thoughts. Man is also a form of living substance, an internal law of health that makes the involuntary functions of his body work in a coordinated and ideal way. The thought of a form gives rise to its creation, and the thought of movement causes this movement, and the process of creation lasts forever. A living substance must move towards fuller self-expression, fuller life, and more perfect functioning, i.e. towards perfect health. A person is a thinking substance that controls the processes in his or her body. A person's thoughts can affect their health. Forming an idea of oneself as a perfectly healthy person is the first step towards perfect health. A person must associate himself or herself with the idea of perfect health in all his or her thoughts and break all imaginary connections with diseases and weaknesses. The law of health within a person can heal him from all diseases if a person thinks about health with firm faith. A person must perform the arbitrary functions of life, such as eating, drinking, breathing, and sleeping, in a completely healthy way to have excellent health. The law of health is the same for everyone and can cure any disease if a person thinks and acts in accordance with the science of how to be healthy.